Start in a dimly lit meeting room. A major project is weeks behind schedule. A critical workflow has completely broken down, and the air is thick with tension. Someone has to say something. The team leader feels trapped in a communication dilemma, their path splitting into a false dichotomy. They can stay entirely silent, letting the project fail just to avoid conflict, or speak bluntly, air every grievance, and completely destroy team morale. We often treat pure honesty and unwavering integrity as ultimate virtues, but when you express those strengths without a basic layer of tact, they stop solving problems and start creating new ones. Fortunately, there is a third option available, a way to bypass both silence and hostility. It is called constructive confrontation. The goal of this approach is not to win an argument or prove who is right. The entire objective is to actively fix the breakdown while preserving the trust of the team. To see how this works in practice, we need to freeze time right at the edge of that conflict. Look closely at the invisible mechanics of a measured response. In this split second, an effective communicator runs through an internal filter called the Constructive Conversation Checklist. This visualizes how we filter our initial reactions. Before speaking, you ask, is what I am about to say actually true? Is it strictly necessary to say it right now? And is this the right time and environment for the team to hear it? But the most crucial question you can run through this filter is this: am I targeting a flaw in the system, or am I just attacking the individual? Processing your thoughts this way shifts your underlying psychological motivation. You stop trying to release your own frustration, and you start focusing entirely on creating a tangible improvement. This shift in motivation leads to a linguistic pivot. Instead of saying, "you always make mistakes," you ask, "where are the bottlenecks in this process, and how can we clear them?" To execute that pivot reliably, you can follow this 4-step framework. Step 1 is to describe your observation objectively, without passing judgment. Step 2 is explaining the specific impact that problem has on the work. Step 3 is simply asking for the other person's perspective. Step 4 is using that shared understanding to work together on a concrete solution. Leaders can apply this framework immediately. Instead of pointing out every mistake, they first acknowledge what is working, focus on one specific improvement, and actively invite suggestions. Criticism without direction rarely creates real change. But when you structure a conversation around collaboration, defensive employees naturally transition into active problem solvers. Now, unfreeze the room. By pivoting the conversation away from blame, the tension immediately drops and the team engages with the problem. Let's look at this dynamic on a balance scale. An unconstructive confrontation acts to protect the ego of the speaker. A constructive confrontation tips away from the ego, protecting the relationship while securing a solution. This practice improves group decision-making across the board. It forces teams to evaluate an idea based on the evidence supporting it and the problem it solves, independent of the personality of whoever presented it. When these tactful interactions are repeated over months and years, they create a cascading culture of psychological safety. Team members stop hiding their mistakes because they are no longer afraid to fail. To build this habit, you can use a 5-minute reflection routine. After your next difficult conversation, take a moment to audit your own performance. Ask yourself, did I actually listen before responding? Did I offer a constructive alternative? Did that interaction ultimately strengthen or weaken trust? The strongest communicators are not the people who actively avoid conflict, nor are they the people who bulldoze their way into winning every argument. Being principled earns respect, but wielding those principles with tact is the only way to build deep trust, strengthen relationships, and achieve lasting influence.